where all Canadians can succeed and contribute. But there is much work to be done to fully achieve our vision of a smart and caring nation. I believe it is essential to support families and children, to reinforce learning and innovation, and to encourage philanthropy and volunteerism. Comme bon nombre d'entre vous le savent, j'ai passé une grande partie de ma carrière dans le monde universitaire. En tant que professeur et administrateur, j'ai eu le privilège de passer beaucoup de temps avec les étudiants et les étudiants, et j'ai souvent eu l'impression d'en apprendre de mes étudiants. Dans mon nouveau poste, j'aspire à rapprocher les générations. 3 piliers. Mon premier pilier sera de soutenir les familles et les enfants. J'aimerais vous parler un peu de ma propre famille. Tout d'abord, j'ai été le premier garçon à sortir avec Sharon lorsqu'elle avait 13 ans, au cours de sa première année au Sault Ste. Marie Collegiate Institute. 46 ans de mariage plus tard, elle est toujours ma meilleure amie, ma source d'inspiration et le vent dans mes voiles. Nous avons 5 filles, Deb, Allie, Sharon Jr., Jen et Sam, qui travaillent toutes au service du public. You know, when our children were young, people would say to me, oh, you have 5 daughters, sir. Don't you wish you had a son? And I would say, alas, sir, you have yet to meet my daughters. Tous les 5 travaillent tous au service du public. Nous avons 7 petits-enfants, nos petits miracles, qui nous apportent une joie sans borne. Tout ce que j'ai appris d'important dans la vie, je l'ai appris de mes filles. Aujourd'hui, je suis leur trace en me mettant au service du public à mon tour. We are looking forward to meeting Canadian families from all walks of life, all backgrounds, and hearing their stories about what Canada means to them and how they see Canada in 2017 and beyond. We are looking forward to meeting families with sons and daughters who've served in Afghanistan, and we join in the sorrow of those families whose loved ones have made the ultimate sacrifice in serving their country. Our veterans have paid heed to the call to service and have made our country proud, and my wife and I intend to be with them every step of the way. We are looking forward to meeting Aboriginal families and children and learning from them. We have much to learn from First Nations, Inuit, and Métis cultures, and we are excited about being able to share in this vital part of our collective history. And we are looking forward to meeting families who have chosen Canada as their home, determined to provide a brighter future for their children. We know that Canada will be one of the most diverse countries in the world by 2017, and I am firmly convinced that all of these families, no matter where they live or what their background is, will have more in common than not. Each family brings new patterns to the varied Canadian tapestry and enriches it by their presence. Second pillar, mon deuxième pilier sera de renforcer l'apprentissage et l'innovation. Nous voulons que toutes les Canadiennes et tous les Canadiens aient le même accès aux études et à la possibilité de réaliser tout leur potentiel. Ces possibilités doivent leur être offertes dans les 2 langues officielles. Notre dualité linguistique est un atout précieux qui renforce notre nation. Les communautés francophones et acadiennes continuons d'innover et de trouver des moyens d'assurer l'essor du français partout au pays. J'ai hâte de rencontrer les Canadiennes et les Canadiens dans leur collectivité et d'apprendre d'eux. Anyone who has achieved any degree of success and been placed in a leadership position can point to dozens and dozens of teachers, mentors, and coaches who've made them better persons along the way. In my case, they number in the hundreds. And Prime Minister, you have bewitched me into a hockey story by your reference to it. One of these was the hockey coach at Harvard, Cooney Weiland, who had a grade 10 education from high school in Seaforth, Ontario. He was the first coach at Harvard not to have a Harvard degree. He never gave pep talks. He used to say to us just before the game, "Boys, I don't have a high school education. You're at Harvard. If you've been listening to what I've been saying during the week, just go out and do it." And we did. When Cooney passed away, I had the privilege of being one of the ones who gave the eulogy at his service in the historic part of Harvard Yard Memorial Church. 400 places, overfilled, over half old hockey players, about half Harvard professors. And I remember saying, when the history of our civilization is written, historians will look back on this institution as one of the most powerful instruments for good in our society. Why is that so? It is because of outstanding teachers, and we honor one today, the hockey coach. During my term, I hope we will find ways to properly recognize our teachers who are responsible for our intellectual development. And if there is one trumpet call from my remarks today, let it be, cherish our teachers. S'il est une chose qu'on doit retenir aujourd'hui, c'est que j'ai toujours eu une grande admiration pour les professeurs et les éducateurs de ce pays que j'aime. As we consider our vision for 2017, I ask, can we have equality of opportunity and excellence too? I believe that no nation in history has worked harder than Canada to ensure equality of opportunity. Now, how do we square that with excellence as well? For me, the answer is through our public education system, which is the most inclusive in the world. How do we ensure accessible education for all so that all Canadians can realize their full potential? And how do we reconcile universal access with stellar achievement? And how do we continue to innovate in order to compete with the world's best? Innovation at its simplest is crafting a new idea to do things better. Innovation embraces both technological and social innovation. We want the same continuing commitment to excellence in our learning and research institution that we saw in our Canadian athletes who brought us a record 14 gold medals at the 2010 Winter Games. We need the kind of innovation that has made BlackBerry a household expression. Mike, continue on. We want to emulate our Olympic and Paralympic athletes by constantly striving for excellence in all that we do. We want to be the smart and caring nation, a society that innovates, embraces its talent, and uses the knowledge of each of its citizens to improve the human condition for all. And when we set our sights together, we can do better and inspire each other to achieve great things. Third pillar. Mon troisième pilier sera d'encourager la philanthropie et les bénévolats. Les Canadiennes et les Canadiens ont une longue expérience de solidarité et d'entraide. On constate facilement l'importance de la solidarité dans nos collectivités rurales, ainsi que dans les villes grandes et petites, comme dans celle où j'ai grandi, Sudbury et Sault-Ste-Marie. I see examples of this coming together in the farming neighborhood where we live. A Mennonite barn raising, with people gathering on the scaffold of a new barn, bringing their diverse talents and energy to help a neighbor in need. Barn building. I think of Rick Hansen, who this past March marked the 25th anniversary of the day he began his Man in Motion World Tour, and he continues to inspire Canadians everywhere. And just 2 weeks ago, millions of Canadians across the country came together to honor the spirit and the achievements of Terry Fox. And the 30th anniversary of his run underscores how Canadians have embraced his cause. In his introduction to his book, Terry, Douglas Copeland recalls seeing the thousands upon thousands of names of everyday Canadians in the Fox archives, and writes, collectively, those names testify to something divine. Our nation, our home, and our soul. Les exemples de générosité et de charité abondent d'un but à l'autre du pays. Nous avons fondé nos familles en promettant de créer une vie meilleure pour nos enfants. Nous développons nos talents individuels avec énergie. Nous collaborons pour en tirer le maximum. Nous améliorons la santé et la prospérité de nos familles et de nos communautés de partout au pays. Et nous nous soucions de nos voisins. Nous continuerons à susciter et à encourager l'importance d'édifier une nation éclairée et bienveillante. Une idée chère aux Canadiennes et aux Canadiens de tous les âges et de toutes les origines. 2017 will reinforce Canadian sense of pride and engage all citizens. Service to country shaped us. Service to family and community sustains us, and this tradition of service will carry us forward into the future. J'ai hâte de rencontrer et de servir les Canadiens et les Canadiennes dans leur collectivité. Je suis vraiment honoré d'accepter cette mission qui me tient à cœur. Dans son discours inaugural, mon prédécesseur général, le très honorable Georges P. Vanier, a conclu sur ces paroles. Dans notre marche en avant, jouissant du bonheur matériel, n'oublions pas les valeurs spirituelles dans la trame de notre vie. Pour que le Canada atteigne la grandeur qui lui revient, chacun de nous doit dire « Je ne demande qu'à servir ». Au Canada où nous travaillons ensemble, en mettant de côté nos différences, et en tendant la main à celles et ceux qui ont besoin de nous, nous avons créé une société qui fait l'envie du monde. I see my role as a bridge in bringing people of all backgrounds and all ages together to create a smart and caring nation, a nation that will inspire not just Canadians, but the entire world. Let me end with a quote from George Bernard Shaw. Some people see things as they are and wonder why. We dream of things that ought to be and ask, why not?
Thank you, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, our ceremony is now drawing to a close. In just a few moments, Their Excellencies and the official party will depart the chamber. We kindly ask that you remain at your place until you are invited to join the reception to follow in the Hall of Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, la Christchurch Cathedral Girls Choir est la seule chorale au Canada dont ses membres sont uniquement des filles. I now ask you to rise and join these young Canadian women in the singing of the royal anthem, God Save the Queen. Veuillez vous lever et joignons-nous à la chorale pour chanter l'hymne royal, Dieu protège la reine.